Hello, Dr. Alana McLaughlin here. It is Monday, August 15th, 2022, and I wanted to check in just with an update on how things are going with everybody, but also just some thoughts I had in mind. My last one was why not now and wondering where things are at, and today I think the focus is on the present moment of how often are you living in the present moment and enjoying what you're doing on a day-to-day basis and really truly taking in everything that's going on around you versus maybe just going through the motions of life. So this idea of looking within, as we are all here to share a certain gift or have a purpose, and the path may not always look like we think it's going to, which I kind of referred to last time, but we just have to be patient, and always looking through every moment in the positive is definitely a way to look at that. So we had a beautiful weekend this past weekend up here in Alaska, where we finally have a couple days where it feels like summertime, and it's been amazing. We went camping out in nature, picked blueberries, and just lived outside all weekend, and it was amazing and a true reminder of what we have to be thankful for. And if we open up the things that we can see and we notice, different birds and rainbows. We've had a lot of rainbows out lately, which is pretty cool, even like the double rainbows. And so thinking back on the side of through every moment, are you looking in to see how am I feeling, what's going on, what am I processing, and how does it tie into maybe where I want to be at? So this idea, as you look within, are you able to do the things that you want to do in that present moment? Or do you have limitations or blockages that are keeping you from what you want to be doing? Because you ultimately have gift to share, you have a purpose here. What is that for you, and how are you bringing that to show up? Do you have things that are blocking you in terms of your health? Or maybe it's your fears or worries or whatever that might be. I'd say look at that and see what that means for you. Because we don't always know, but if we don't ever ask those questions of what do I really want to be doing? Where am I at right now? Why am I not doing the things that maybe I would want to be doing? If there's a limitation of some sort, then how do we get through that? If it's a health concern, looking around you, I feel a lot of people are starting to turn to natural medicine because there's a lot of things missing in some of the conventional medical system for the answers of why or how or what can I do. And I think that's a big one of what can I do. So the theme today is definitely about looking within and saying, what are the things there that I would want to see or have something be different? Maybe it's something that I see in myself that I wish would change or that limits me in some way. And showing gratitude for the things you are able to do. So I will say, I am so grateful that I am able to go outside and enjoy and run and play with my kids and have the energy to do that. But I know not everybody is in that same boat. Maybe that's your limitation. But I also know that I get busy and do a lot of work, so sometimes I miss those moments as well. I'm like, wow, I really need to figure out how to optimize. Maybe it's scheduling, part of it is scheduling, fitting in time for the things that are truly important in the moment. How much time are we spending doing other things that we feel like we have to do versus what we would rather be doing in that present moment? So that's a big one for me, of being able to enjoy and take in those moments like I did this weekend more often, even during the weeks when we're back on our work schedules. And maybe that's something for you as well that you're working on. So how do we integrate that in more? What is our personal and intentional awareness through every moment look like to maybe bring that more into check with what we want to be doing, or kind of how we want to be, who we want to be as we're walking through this lifespan? The other part of that comes in this emotional awareness of what are we projecting outward, because oftentimes it's something we're feeling inward. Are there things that don't feel right, or things that are bothering you, things that don't feel right, but we just keep doing them? And maybe there's something we can change, and maybe sometimes there's limitations, or we have to kind of bring back that patience again, because sometimes there are things that we are maybe just not quite ready for yet. So we had also very accepting. Last week I was talking about, or I guess it was 2 weeks ago, things that I wasn't really sure where things were going, and we had a full moon this last Thursday, and then a lot of things shifted over through the weekend, and we are now kind of moving on to this next path that I've been waiting for several months. But it's very exciting, but also brings up a little bit of that what now again, and what will this path look like now that we have found a new direction. Where are we going? What brings the next step? So I think that's also kind of this excitement of life, is we're always having these opportunities of what's next, right? Kind of like I mentioned before. But a lot of it has to do with like, what are we doing internally? What are we processing? How do we see ourselves? And what are some things that are maybe getting in the way? Another big picture coming up are a lot of times it is maybe just things getting in the way that we're really needing to clear and get rid of things so that a new, fresh idea or insight will come in once we're ready to let go of a past. Maybe it's a habit or a physical thing or a pattern. But we have to be willing and ready to let go. And again, it's kind of looking within and be like, okay, what just doesn't feel right? What am I ready to shift or allow to shift? The other part is this overall life of how are we living life? So we generally as humans are living longer. What does that time span look like? Are we just living longer? We're here, or are we actually having a healthier lifespan longer, that we're doing things every day that we want to be doing? So several factors in there, looking in, taking a peek again, some of the tools that I love to use: yoga, essential oils, meditation, taking walks, being out in nature. Maybe you have something different that you kind of brings that peacefulness or that sense or that opportunity where you get to think or kind of discover. Maybe it's journaling or reading or many different factors. But I really challenge you to look within and decide what you feel like brings you some of that joy. This is one of my dogs who just came out to join me. So what things bring you life? Are you noticing those moments? Where do you want to be? And if you are starting a new path like we are, what does that look like? What do you want it to look like? If you see an image or something you want to see happen, how do you help create that destiny, help create where you want to go? And a lot of it comes from you and what you're able to do. There's my other one. So, sorry for those interruptions at the end. Maybe this is going to be my video each time, or there will be some kind of surprise. But I hope this finds you well, and we will talk to you again soon.